Welcome to Mr. Moon has left the building. We have got a special guest with us today, Mickey Crawley, with Gal and Addy. How are we all, fellas?
Not too bad, thanks, mate.
Oh,
Really good, mate.
lively.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So another week has gone and been and gone. We all thought that we might get a result out of Villa, and I don't actually think we were wrong, actually, looking at it. But another week where a win never came, a draw never came, and Leeds gained an extra point on us again. So not great, but we weren't really us. Look, I think we weren't expecting wins against the team that's probably the most informed team. I don't even know in Europe.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
with 10 wins on the spin, I think it is for them, isn't it? 9 or 10.
yeah.
And they're a good side, but again, and I can't. And this, I want to ask this now because obviously the fan base is still probably even more split again from what I put up on Instagram and things like that. And someone did raise this, and I think it's something I'm going to raise now. I thought Villa didn't perform very well against us, but is it us? Like, because we keep saying that with teams, like Brighton didn't perform very well, Newcastle didn't perform very well, Bournemouth didn't perform very well. Is it we're making teams not perform very well now? Like, you have got to ask that question. And is it the manager's actually doing and the team's doing quite a good job with that? What do you guys think? Ad, we'll start with you.
Yeah, there's got to be something in that, I think. It can't be, all these teams having off days when they play us. I do think we are performing much better. But when the opportunities are there to pick up points, like we've said before, we have to take them. So no matter how well you play, and it's like I said last week, you could play really well in the Premier League and you can still lose. So, no matter how you get the points, even if you play badly, you've got to take them while they're available. But I've definitely seen an improvement in our performances. It's just a shame that, it's not counting for much at the minute. That needs to change very quickly.
I agree. And so let's go to the team lineup, right? So how we lined up, obviously very different to the Brighton game. Rodriguez came out. Who else came out? Kilman came out. We changed formation. Went back to what I think I would have to say. I was very happy when I saw the side. Now, I'm probably not as happy seeing Paquetá playing up front, but I did look at the side and think, well, okay, I'm happy with this. I would have changed Wilson in there for Paquetá or Somerville, maybe. But then if you're playing Paquetá left wing or something like that, then that's not really his position. So we probably then might have moaned about that. So what did you think about the team?
Do you know what? I'm quite disappointed to see Paquetá back in, mate, because I think we've all made our feelings quite clear. Um, I thought, if he's potentially going, I think he should go. I think he had probably one of his worst ever games for us. And I think he got away with it in the first half. And the second half, he was like culpable for one of the goals, wasn't he? Giving the ball away. But the team as a whole, I was happy with. I mean, you can't really fault the start we had. And in terms of we're saying teams are coming to us and not playing well, we're really taking it to teams early doors, particularly with that goal. So I think we are a bit, they are underestimating us. But yeah, the team I was happy with, mate. And I know you and I were speaking during the game. I think Summerfield's transcended into a bit of a poor man's Aaron Lennon. He's got all the flicks and the tricks and the runs, got absolutely no end product. So, but yeah, I'd like
It's
to
the
see
same with
Paquetá.
Somerville, isn't it? It's.
Yeah,
I've got to be honest with you. I was really excited when we signed him. I really liked him, as I was Ben Rama actually.
yeah,
Another player that I thought was going to be really, really good for us, and he's had a good go now, hasn't he, Somerville?
yeah.
What
He's an
did you
elite
think of the team,
championship
Mick?
player, isn't he? He's an elite
He-
championship player. And that's
I
it.
agree, Mick. Where were you at with the team? What were you thinking?
I, I didn't think we set up too badly. to be honest
Yeah.
with you, especially against a team that is as informed as they are. I kind of agree with you. I would have liked to have seen Wilson play, but then, as you say, who do you drop out? Do you drop either Potts or Magassa to bring Paquetá back into the midfield? Maybe could have done that and put Wilson up top. But when you start like that as well, I suppose you've got to turn around and say he's got it right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was a fantastic start. And look,
Yeah.
they gave us 2 goals, really, because even the second goal was really given to us. But so what? Like, we gave them a couple of goals as well. What did you think after we went, obviously 1-0 up after? It was the quickest goal in the Premier League this year, wasn't it? 30 seconds, I think it was.
I think so, yeah. 28,
27, I think
like
it.
yeah.
27, wasn't it?
27, yeah.
Might have been, yeah.
What did you then? How was your views on the game, Ad? What were you thinking?
I thought we played really well first half. We really limited their chances. I think they had there was an own goal, obviously, that they scored, and I think they had one half decent chance. Other than that, I think Rodgers had one where he whipped it just over the bar. I think that's the only chance they created in the first half. So I thought we controlled it quite well. I thought we played well first half. I don't know. There was some slight tweaks in the second half that Nuno had done at half time, but I don't think we come out in the same way at all. We wasn't great second half, but then I don't think Villa were amazing either. The points were there definitely for the taking, and it was just sloppy goals. Obviously, Paquetá giving the ball away, but sloppy defending. I think really.
Diouf was also to blame there a little bit. He was so high up.
Who's that?
Diouf was very high up. Like, I know Paquetá got the blame for it, which he did give the ball away. But I've actually watched that back, and I can't even see where he is.
He goes off on the run. He's laid it into Paquetá, who's got 2 players around him.
Yeah.
And you just think, where's he going?
Well, yeah, I mean, initially giving the ball to Paquetá when he's got 2 players on, and then not offering anything, just disappearing.
Where is he meant to go from there? Do you know what I mean, Paquetá? He's a magician, we know he. But what do you expect him to do when he's got 2 players?
Yeah, it wasn't. When I watched it back, I thought it was a little bit harsh. Like, I blamed him, but it wasn't all him. And then Potts gets dragged out. A lot of fan base are really crowing about our midfield now. I want to ask you guys. See, I personally think Fernandes is looking like a very good player in there. Like, he looks to me like really deep. Not what I expected, to be honest with you. And he looks like he's holding it together. What do you guys think of Freddy Potts? Now, we all love him because his dad's Steve Potts and he is a homegrown. I think we all want to see a homegrown boy in there over Rodriguez or anyone. And I'm not actually. I'm asking this in a leading question, but do you think he is the answer?
I am going to be a bit controversial. I think Freddy Potts he's better than bang average, but he's just a steady. He's a steady player. He's not going to pull up any trees, and so I think there's going to be a debate on whether he or Magassa should start in there with Fernandes and Paquetá. He's a good solid player, but he's not going to pull up any trees. I don't think he's going to be anything special, and I know fans won't want to hear that. And he's still fairly young, so he can still improve. But
and inexperienced in the Premier League.
Yeah. But I'm not excited about him. Let's put it that way.
I think subconsciously we're all yearning for another homegrown talent like Declan Rice, aren't we? And as Sam's alluded to in the past, that's once in a generation, and that ain't going to happen for a long, long time. So, like you say, for a young, we say young lad, he's not that young. He's 21, 22. Remember, Rooney was playing in the Euros as like 17, 18. So he is young, but he's not a baby, But yeah, he's going to be like a decent servant for us over the years. He's dependable. He's West Ham through and through. He's going to be like a John Moncur, and do you know what I mean?
I don't know if he is actually.
No, I don't.
He might not even be that good.
No.
You know what? I think he could be. It is gonna sound a bit mad when I say this, and I know it is. Because I think he could be like a Mark Noble that was never world class. He was never useless, but he was always steady. He was always there, always put his foot in, and he just won his socks off all the time.
Yeah.
And I think
that's what we want, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
just
that is what you're
Mark
going to
had
get.
that little extra. Mark was actually quite a good passer of the ball.
Yeah.
And obviously dead ball was quite good. He's very good, quite good with corners, and obviously very
Potts
good
is doing that though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Potts is taking corners.
Yeah, and maybe
I agree with you, Sam.
Yeah.
I think Noble had a little bit of star quality,
bit extra about him.
Yeah,
and maybe that came a little bit later on. Actually, like I know what Mick's saying with that, because he's lost a little bit with Mark. That remember, a lot of West Ham fans didn't want him in the team for a long time. And then he kind of transcended it to where he'd only been a one-club man, and then everyone really gathered wind with him, didn't they? But there were times with Mark where a lot of West Ham fans were saying, we've got to sell him. I think by the back end of Mark's career, you thought he'd been the captain of West Ham his whole career. But actually, he wasn't actually captain that long, was he? Because Kevin Nolan was
3 years, I think. 3 years, say that.
Yeah, like it's weird, like how you kind of, your memory goes back to probably the end of Mark Noble. 15-16 was his best season, wasn't it? The last year of Upton Park.
Yeah.
He was magnificent that year. But yeah, I don't know. And it's only because a couple of people have raised it. But I do see everyone saying, we've got to give the kids, play the kids. But if the kids are not right, then can you play the kids? And I've seen people lauding McGasser now as well. And yes, he had a very good game against Manchester United, but I haven't seen him do much else since. So I don't know if, and that's where you say, with maybe Paquetá, Fernandez, and then one of McGasser or Potts. Is that a better midfield with then Wilson up front? But then can Wilson last a game? He doesn't give you the pace. Like it's all problems. And that's where you've got to feel for this manager. And I know what you say, Gal, is you've got to give him a transfer window with this. And I do agree with you, because we might go and bring someone else in that all of a sudden unlocks it a little bit and goes, okay, what do we think? Obviously, I want to ask actually everyone here, Diouf, another player that gets lauded a lot by West Ham fans. Where do you all sit with Diouf?
I don't think he's only young, and he's getting a lot of experience. It's his first year here. I think he's got the potential, but he's probably a bit of an enigma. I'm not saying he's anywhere near Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm not saying he's anywhere like that, but he was always a defender who people said couldn't defend, but he was good at everything else. But he was, and he's probably fits into that. Like at the end of the day, if he's going to be playing him at left back, that's got to be his best position. He's got to be able to defend, and at the moment, he's not defending very well. So it's either,
especially in a team like West Ham, whereas Trent had Virgil
I
van
don't
Dijk
playing
next to him.
left mid, because when he runs down that road wing, and he can get like an in-swinging crossing at pace, he's probably more of a midfielder or a winger, really, isn't he? Really, I mean, look, people might scoff at that, but that's what we do with Antonio, right? And it worked.
Yeah, I always never understood why Trent was never given a go at right wing. I never understood it, to be honest with you. The guy is the best. But then now we're looking at Liverpool this year, and with what's happening, and everyone's sort of gone, was Trent as bad a defender as everyone made out? I don't know is the answer, but and maybe Diouf's a little bit of that ilk as well. We're so bad elsewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, No, go on, mate. You go first.
Go on,
Mate.
then. Go on. No, you're fine, mate. Go on, you go.
So polite, aren't we? I was just saying, I'm starting to get a little bit worried, to be honest with you. I think he's obviously lost his confidence a bit from the start of the season. Understandably, he's only young and we've been poor this season. But I'm starting to struggle to see what he does well. Obviously, he's got a great cross on him, but he's not getting in those positions enough. You probably see one, maybe two a game. And
well, I was actually going to say, have we only ever seen one ball this season?
Yeah,
that's really executed.
Yeah, I mean, he just doesn't get in that position enough, I don't think. And the thing is, he's not good enough to beat a man and get a cross in. So he has to, his defending is nowhere near good enough. And then in possession, at the start of the season, in possession, he was quite solid and good, but he started to give balls away, making bad decisions, and he's not actually offering the team a great deal, to be honest. At the
Would you let him go, Ad? If someone came in for him in
no,
January,
he's only 20, isn't he? He's only so young, and I think it is a lot to do with him losing confidence. But he's becoming a bit of a weak link in our side, I think.
And not I do think teams are targeting us. Mick, what do you think of him?
Yeah, when we first signed him and I was seeing him in pre-season, I thought, you know what, he looks someone that would be a really good wing back.
Same.
Yeah.
But
which we signed him for.
Yes.
Remember, because we did. Potter was going to play wing back.
Yeah, we did. But for me, he just doesn't engage enough. If someone encroaches near our box, about 10, 15 yards away from our box, he just doesn't engage them. He sits off, and he's given them a good 5, 10 yards to then just think, where can I put this ball? I can put this anywhere in that box. Absolutely. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't engage. It just doesn't engage enough for me.
It makes you realise how good
all goals come from that side. Every week, don't they?
Yeah.
It makes you realise how good Emerson was, and Kreza.
Really,
Cresswell and Emerson, like
big time.
I don't understand why we let them go, or did at the time, but now I'm sort of like wishing at least one of them.
Emerson, I never really.
No,
I didn't understand letting Emerson go.
I think he's fallen out with the manager. I think
it was more Potter.
Yeah,
it was good time with Potter, from what I heard.
That's just bizarre. And for peanuts as well, wasn't it? We didn't get anything for it.
Just about to say, exactly the same for absolutely
everything. That guy,
500 grand.
It's just
everything.
Yeah. Is that how much did he go for?
I'm sure it was for about 500 grand.
Yeah, it was hardly. It was
minimal.
It was 700 euro, 700,000 euros.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, and there was talk of him when they were saying about it later on in the previous season. They were saying, probably get about 10 million for him. We let him go for 750 grand.
And what we would give to have a player like that in our squad now, it's just mental.
Now, like a bit of expertise and things like that.
Experience.
Bit of a leader. I used to think of him. He was always. You could always see him talking to whether it's Paquetá or the left-sided centre back. You could always see him talking. He was always engaging. And I just don't think that's one thing I do think that we really miss in the team is a proper leader.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. And I know, and it sounds harsh saying having to go at Bowen almost, because he leads by performance again this week.
Yeah.
He was very unlucky with the offside goal, but the finish of it was fantastic, wasn't it? Like the actually how he got that in. And we are so close. Like, he's got to be looking, Bowen, now, thinking, do I go? Like, because he wants to play in the World Cup, and he is definitely behind, I think, in Tuchel's eyes, Saka and Madueke, because I think Tuchel likes Madueke. He's got a lot of respect for him. But I do honestly believe if Bowen was playing for Liverpool, that he probably goes above Madueke and maybe even puts a challenge on Salah. I really do, because I think even maybe in that second centre forward position as well. Even though I don't like him there, I do think right wing. I've always, and I'm convinced of it, that England will be a better type team with Bowen in it, because but I don't think he's the name that people would go for.
I agree.
I just think he's so direct and defensively he gives you that edge as well. But going back to Diop, the problem he also has, you're saying, Cal, where he swings balls in, he's got no one there. There's no centre forward. So he also, that probably stops him doing that ball as well. Because we did see that, what was the goal earlier in the year? It was Fulcrum, wasn't it?
Everton, wasn't it? It was the
Everton,
Everton.
yeah, it
Was
was.
it Fulcrum
Bowen
that scored? Bowen
great.
kind of hit it, didn't it? And he missed it, and then Fulcrum put it in, didn't he?
No, other way.
Yeah.
Falkirk missed it. Bowen cut inside and then
Yeah.
stuck it past Pickford's right hand, didn't he?
That was it.
That's right.
Yeah. Great
It was
cross.
it was a fantastic ball. Like it was cold right round, didn't it?
I thought he was the best foil for Fulcrum. I thought he was going to be. I thought
Yeah.
Fulcrum,
Yeah.
if he could have stayed fit, I thought he was the best person for Fulcrum.
Well, yeah, if you were going to play that way, yes, it could, because
Yeah.
we had a striker there that wants balls on his head. Although he's not a massive man, Fulcrum. So what are they talking? I'm seeing Fulcrum linked to go to AC Milan.
Yeah.
What money are they saying?
Well,
No, I think to start with.
the latest today that it's most likely going to be a loan with a option,
Yeah.
which I mean does absolutely nothing for us in terms of getting a new striker in. It's just, again, that is just you might as well just keep him in the squad if you're going to loan him out. Like, do you know what I mean?
agree.
There's we're not bringing any money in to add to the kitty to get someone
Just saving his wages.
Just and that is just
And I bet you any money, because the reason why I asked that is because Italian teams have not got big money. And AC Milan are not the AC Milan that we grew up.
No.
I bet you will be subsidising those wages as well.
Yeah.
Because I think he'd be on 130, 140, and I can't see AC Milan playing that sort of money.
He wants to go to World Cup as well, doesn't he? Which is joke, but he wants to go to World Cup, I think.
Is he still in the German squad?
Yeah. In and around it. I
Yeah,
think
he was injured, weren't he? The last international break, he was injured because he went, and then they released him back to West Ham because he got injured in West Ham training. Yeah,
that's what you look at, and that's where I keep having to go. But it does seem like the fan base. I was going to say, in fact, I've never seen that fan base split on a team and manager as much as it is now. A team, manager, and club, maybe, as it is now, where we were talking 5 weeks ago, and everyone was about sack the balls, get this out. That has completely died off. That's no longer there. And now everyone seems, I've got to say, 50% of our fan base seem really happy. But I for the life of me, can't see what they're so happy about. Because we are not winning. And people keep saying, and I've said this today, we're so much more improved than Potter, right? And I go, but yet we're still in the same position.
But losing, yeah.
So we're not more improved. We kind of look a bit like I also agree with that. We do look a bit tidier, but our results are the same.
I think
2-11 is one.
I think to give you a bit of context, Mick, I wasn't on the same camp as Sam and Addy last week, but with those, I mean, we were dropping 2 points here and there, but still getting a point, not losing. And then to be in winning positions like we were at the weekend and lose, I think these boys have worn me down a little bit, because I am thinking
the negative.
Well, no, but I just think it's like these 2 points drop, these 3 points drops and winning positions. If you work that out, we should probably be about 11 points better off.
And I did read that we should have. Sorry, go on, Gal. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, but they put that we'd be in top 6 now. So, but saying that, at the weekend we lost, we didn't lose in the same manner that we dropped points in the week before. So that goal by, what was he called? Is it Morgan?
Morgan Rogers.
Yeah, Morgan Rogers.
It's nothing you can do about that. It's not like we were deep and welcoming it. It was a great goal. But yeah, I'm starting
But to be fair, everyone was sat off him, and Areola was too far off his line.
Yeah.
Like he was well off his. I don't know what he was actually. I don't know what he was actually doing where he was. And the defence, there was no midfield. That second half, you said it in the game, Gal, where we were going, this midfield's completely gone. It like evaporated, didn't it? It was like Fernandez sort of in there, and no one else. And it was just a big gaping hole again, almost like what we saw under the Potter regime. And it needed changing. But he just didn't. He refuses to make the sub. And we were all, I know you looked at the clock, Gal, at 71, 72, thinking, right, Wilson's coming on. And he never came. And then it was
That was the time.
They were 15 minutes too late, those subs.
Yep. Fully agree with that.
I mean,
really do
It was
agree with
86
that.
minutes. Should have been 71. Should have been way before.
Yeah, I mean, these substitutions have been very questionable for a long time now. I do feel for him a little bit in terms of what he's actually got to bring on, because there's not
Also
a lot there that's gonna improve the team. But just going back to your question, Sam. So statistically, Nuno is the worst manager out of the three: Lopetegui, Potter, and himself.
Really?
Percentage win rate at the minute, Nuno is the worst.
Wow.
But however, in terms of how
I wouldn't have said, and I don't think the fan base knows that either, because I wouldn't have said that.
I mean,
although I said 2 wins in 11, yeah.
I think
it's mad.
Potter had 1%. What was it? 1%? Is it 1%? Potter, sorry, Nuno's just underneath, anyway, 0.9 points per game, and Potter had 1 point per game. Sorry, got that completely mixed up there. So it's only just slightly, and it's obviously a short of amount of time for Nuno as well. But statistically, at the minute, he's the worst. However, we are playing, I feel, and the team structure and that a lot better than what we were under Lopetegui and under Potter.
Yeah.
And I think before, obviously, we were saying before the games of this period of games, which have been quite tough, we were saying, oh no, we'll take a point in that. But I think that's just because we were so bad before.
I really do agree with this. This is where the fan base is. It feels like almost like like the domestic abuse, like a beaten lady that stays with her partner and go, well, he only hits me once a week. This is a terrible analogy. Rather than hits me every
Stockholm syndrome. We've all got
analogy. I don't even know. No, honestly, it's a fucking horrible analogy. I don't know why I'm pulled up. But it is, because it's kind of like we compare it. That's the fan base now. Well, Potter and Lopetegui were so bad. Yes, no. These are deemed the worst ever managers in West Ham's history. Like, so we're comparing it to that and going, well, it's all right. We haven't got that. But I agree, we can now clearly see what we're trying to do in a sense of be negative, I would say. Whereas Lopetegui and Potter, we had no idea what they were even trying. Like, there was like high lines, trying to play defense. Like, no, it was just all. It was actually like some lunatic was just in charge on both of them, because no one, even a pundit. I heard Jamie Carragher say it this week. Said under them two, like, we had no idea what West Ham were trying to do. At least now they're trying to be defensive. That second goal that Villa scored was up there with one of the worst defensive performances you've ever seen, really, where the ball comes across and like all the defenders retreat to the goal and just let the man just kick it in. It was madness.
Yeah,
that's been
that was almost like
years, though,
the Lopetegui-esque defending again.
Yeah.
Defenders just drop so deep when they just basically drop onto the goal line, instead of actually turning.
I think one of them goes behind the goal line.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't help that we've got the ball, and now I don't know whether they're trying to get in position to go forward, obviously, and then because we've lost the ball, then they're out of position. They're desperately trying to get back, but it's still the attempt. We're nowhere near them in the box. He's got all the time in the world to bring it down and just put it away. It's like, surely we do. Yeah, we could surely have to do better there. And even the third goal, I thought, like, where are we? Like, what is going on for him to have that much space, to take that shot?
I do find it weird how, like, Oh, go on, Mick. Sorry.
That's right. At times in games, you look at our defence, you think we look a lot more aggressive. Like Tadibo looks aggressive, Mavropanos looks aggressive, Wan-Bissaka looks aggressive. The youth is not so aggressive, but yeah. And then you see us concede the goals that we did the week, especially the second. You just think, why are we not? It's those lapses of concentration that really does me. I'm like, why can't you just keep that concentration for 90 minutes? And you would look like a world beaten with a defender. You really would. We just lapse it
But
so
that is
much.
right. And you can't blame the manager for what they've done there. There's no way the manager said, when the ball gets crossed over, nobody attack it, or retreat your goal line and hope it hits
Yeah.
someone. There's no way. You've got to, like, Nuno's got to be thinking, what the hell are you doing? And I saw him shaking his head, and he rightly so. And that's where
Yeah.
it's hard to judge him, I think, on all of it. Like, do I think he's a bad manager? No. Do I think he's a West Ham manager? No, I don't. I think, because as I said, even if he kept us up, I think the rumbling will start again. We hate this football. And it's so horrible because what we get labelled as is the fans who hate everything. And the problem is, all we're ever served is crap. So I was talking to a Newcastle fan actually today, and I said it's very similar under you lot, under Ashley, in a sense of like, you hated him, and everyone goes, oh, Newcastle, they moan, they moan. But I remember, I think it was Carragher said, we moan at fans, but they know more about their own club than any of us. And he's right. We've been given inadequate managers and players. So, and yet we've got to be happy. And it's, I don't know. And I think I always have with West Ham. Like, I'm such a realist of a West Ham fan, I think. I don't want us to go on and win the Champions League, or I'd love us to, but I know we're not capable of it.
I know what you're saying.
I know with our training ground, our facilities, and our coaches, we are not capable of that. But when people keep saying to me, don't worry, we're going to get to January, I'm also going, with what? We've got no scouting network, no director of football, no recruitment process. What makes us think we're going to bring in a player? And also, what makes us think we're going to raise funds from the players we've got?
I just don't think Nuno would have took the job though without having some kind of backing. He doesn't seem like a manager or person that would just take a job for the sake of taking a job, especially after only being out of Forest for a couple of weeks. Do you know what I mean?
I suppose the difference is it's a job where you get sacked and get 8 million quid or something.
Yeah.
And was that enough that he goes,
yeah, I'll take it.
Around? Because if I can take, I suppose in a manager's ego, he probably thinks it's probably not as bad as it looks. I can make that better. And I look at that on paper. They've got Bowen, Paquetá, Somerville, these players. I can put a tune to this. But
I was just wondering then, I was just thinking when you guys were speaking, when's the actual last time we actually played some nice stuff? I'm thinking maybe, well, no, I think maybe a little bit under Slav, and then before that, probably Harry Redknapp, wasn't it? Really?
First season in the Premier League under Potter, when we got to the FA Cup final. It's funny.
Yeah,
I actually thought of this morning, Gal, because I was watching Premier League legends, Paolo Di Canio. Oh, you saw it?
You missed his post for that, so
I'll go and sleep watching football, wake up watching football, like fuck my life sort of thing. But I was watching that, and I was honestly wanting to cry. I was literally watching it, thinking, "Oh my God, look at we had Joe Cole,
the Canio off the bench,
Canute, Trevor Sinclair, John Moncur. Like, you just looked, and you just thought, Rio, like, Carrick, Frank, like, and you're looking and going, Berkovic, like, and you're literally looking, going, there was fun all over that. And it hasn't been fun for years now, was it?
No.
And then people are going to point, well, you got the trophy, like it's like it's just what we used. This is the stick we used to be beaten with now, isn't it?
I mean, those noises were really fun, especially the first two. But we stumbled across like Moyes, didn't we? So we just got lucky. Like there's no
We got rid of
structure.
him once, didn't we? And then let him back again.
That's what I mean. We just got lucky with Moyes.
I think we got lucky with a couple of the signings. I think Suchek was outstanding when he first came in, and Bowen.
Yeah, and Sufal as
really were. Yeah, and Sufal, and they hit the ground running. Straight away. That was, I mean, back then you had Cresswell. Yeah, you had Cresswell and Sufal was in the top 5 of like assists. That first season they was there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We lost all that.
Yeah.
When you look at our team, obviously we're looking at like what I would say about the communication at West Ham. What on earth has ever happened to James Ward-Prowse? Like at least in Chelsea, you hear they're in the bomb squad, but here we've heard nothing. The man's just like vanished to thin air of like now, could he be someone that could have been coming on in the games? I 100% think so. I really do. Over Rodriguez and things like that. 100%. I don't know. It seems really odd because firstly, we've never heard any rumbling that James Ward-Prowse is a bad professional or a bad person, right? So I think we can all agree that's never come out, right? So the treatment of him is outrageous, actually. Like
it's a same with Forest, though.
Yeah, something terrible must have happened.
What about? I sent you something at the weekend, didn't I, Sam? Saying he's doing charity visits to hospices in a West Ham top.
Yeah.
And it's like, fair play to him. Fair play to him. He went with a smile. He's still doing it. I'd love to know what the problem is.
Well, and bombing him out completely as well just means that we're not going to get anything for him when we come to sell him as well. Do you know what I mean?
What would he go for? 5 mil?
I don't even know how we get that now. Honestly, it's going to be
I really don't know.
He'll end up back at Southampton, won't he?
Yeah, loan till the end of the season, then we'll probably loan him out next season. Probably won't get anything for him.
It's crazy what all right then, so let's switch it up a little bit, right? Because we keep saying we're all like we're all not happy with where we are. What do we need to do to improve? That's really the $1 million question.
Yeah, honestly, I just think we need better players. No, that's a wanky answer, but we do need we need more quality in the squad. We definitely need more forwards. Probably need centre half as well. But that's what I mean. There's lots of areas that we need, but of quality players, not just numbers as well. I just can't see it happening. I really can't see it.
4 players.
I'll say the same about 4 or 5 players. But I did hear as well. There's another podcast. I can't remember what it's called now. I think it's Claret and Booms.
He's quite good, that guy.
Yeah, there was someone on there that's like an agent, but apparently he said that there's been deals agreed, and it just needs to go ahead from Sullivan for Neymar and Caio Jorge. Is it the Brazilian striker?
Yeah.
And apparently they've all agreed wages and
I'm not surprised Neymar is. He's absolutely finished. He can barely play a game anymore.
Apparently he wants to get in the Brazil squad, and that's why he's happy to take whatever West Ham offer him, because he wants to get in that Brazil squad for the next World Cup next year.
He can't play
that's
a
what
game.
He wants to.
Like he's injured.
Is he better than what we've got though?
I think that's the road. If you're going down that road, there it is. That will be exactly what could happen, and that will be relegated written all over it. I'm telling you now. You go and bring in someone like that, who will be an absolute disruption, be on massive money, and
will be Paulo Futre.
never play.
Paolo Futre all over again.
Future all again.
Exactly that. It's Paolo Future, isn't it?
I want the
We've
number
seen
10.
that signing 300 times, and it's
Yeah.
never worked. Might work for
Yeah.
a week. We've seen it with Mido. We've got Callum Wilson right now. Exactly the same signing. In actual fact, Callum Wilson is fitter than what Neymar is. Like, he doesn't play. He hasn't played for years now. I don't think he's, by the sound of it, the ultimate professional either. Like,
He don't look it.
let's have a look at Neymar, what sort of games he's putting up. But like, he's only 33, but he's been finished 5 years. Like, it's not there. If you go in,
But when you,
and do you know what that
look
is?
at it, go on.
That'll be a name.
Commercial.
Yeah, when you look at it though, would you? When we were saying earlier on about Somerville, he's got all the ability. The end product is what lets him down. Neymar has got that end product, and if he can give you 6 months, just 6 months of, even if he got 5 assists, 3-4 goals, but won you those games that he's got the assists in or the goals in, and we win those games, it's been worth it. A bit like Lingard.
I honestly don't see it. Do you, Ed? Would you? Like, I just want to. Like, he played 28 games in total in his last club, right? The 2 years previously, he played 7 games.
7
in 2 years. Like, and scored 1 goal.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
He's completely finished.
Yeah,
like, and it just sounds great. Neymar come and rescue West Ham. I can tell you that that'd be the Paolo Futre is exactly right. I would say someone you've got on the absolute arse end of their career.
Ko George, on the other hand, is a real up and coming young striker. He's banging them in Brazil.
Why did he come to
us? That's the more the type of player you want to go for. But again, it's probably a little bit of a gamble because he's unproven in the Premier League. But you would have
done that, no?
Like we've been in relegation fight practically all season. You would have thought our recruitment team would have been, on the case with really trying to find players that are going to help us in Jan. And yet we're hearing like from the WHU employee, our top targets are Josh Sargent and Hadji Wright from Coventry. And you just think, really, they're the two names
Sims
that are going to...
Ellis Sims as well.
Ellis Sims as well, yeah.
That calibre of player that is all they've come up with to save us from relegation, and arguably our biggest transfer window in recent times. It reminds me a little bit of like, when we was pushing for Champions League, we ended up 2 points off of Champions League, and they got a strengthened side in January. I was devastated that they didn't strengthen our side.
Because that was that time to go and get it, wasn't it?
Oh, but, yeah. And I was absolutely devastated. And I just thought they are never, ever going to spend for this club. And like now, we're really touch and go whether we're going to get relegated. And yet it seems like they're not going to stump up the money to get some real quality in, or they haven't done their due diligence to get the right players in. And it's just, I'm not.
What's your, like, we're hearing Charlie Cresswell again. I've got to be honest with you, I don't know anything about him other than we were linked with him. We didn't get him and no one else come to get him. And then that might be a bit harsh on the boy because, as I say, I don't know him. But my thought is, if there's this shit hot English centre half out in France, isn't he? Is it Toulon?
Yeah.
Where was he before?
Was he Leeds?
Leeds.
Yeah.
Leeds, right? Yeah. If there's this shit hot centre half sitting out in France, how many teams need a centre half, right? That's my worry. Why has no one come to get him? Now, right profile, British, 21, got a name like Cresswell. But that's my worry. But then I look back and think, who on earth in their right mind would go to West Ham if you're a good player? You are going to have to, you're going to be in this bargain basement looking, aren't we, really? Because who comes?
we did get Souček and Kufal in the January window, and they were unbelievable. We, you know, they come out of nowhere with no contest for their signature. So
Yeah,
what's happening?
you're right. Listen, there is people out there, but when we haven't got a scouting network
Exactly, I was going to say that. Yeah,
like that, what we're taking for granted there is David Moyes was a scouting network on his own as well. Like he used to go and watch games religiously, looking at people. And actually, that was the finger that was pointed at Moyes. And obviously, you don't always know with West Ham which player Sullivan signed and which players Moyes, because it's always the ones that do well seem to have Sullivan assigned, and then Moyes wanted all the other ones. But so you don't actually know because there's no actual real communication of what the hell goes on behind that. We haven't identified what we're looking for or anything.
The other thing to think about is we said that, you know, we probably need at least 3 or 4 players to add to the squad. We're obviously losing 2 in well, next week we're losing 2 as well.
Yeah.
And I've just got a feeling that this is just not going to be our season, because we seem to be quite unlucky so far. And then this run of games, which are all really winnable, you know, we're losing two players who are quite important to the way we set up and stuff like that. And you just think everything's just...
And no new person's coming in that run of games, really, because 2 of them are before January, Brighton and Fulham, I think. So, City, let's just disregard City almost, but Brighton and Fulham, I think, are before January. Now, if we do sign some in January, they don't usually go straight into the team either. That's it usually wait around. So then you think, well, that's that run of games over. So we're going to have Ollie Scholes and Walker Peters. Walker Peters, I'm less worried about. I've got to be honest with you. Scholes, is he good enough? Is the answer. He's been given a couple of occasions where he's done okay, but hasn't been great. Just coming back off a shoulder injury. Last time he played, he was on the other side. Is he going to do that again?
Well,
back over.
He's not going to be fit for a while either, is he? You know what I mean? He's not going to be matched for.
Well, that's what you think. Is he going to be fit for Man City this week? Could you see him putting Kilman at left back this week?
Yeah. Potentially.
I think we're definitely going to go 5 at the back this week against Man City.
What was mad? The kid who come on against City, Brighton, wasn't even on the bench this week.
Oh, Myers,
the left back.
Myers, yeah.
Like, why not?
There was no talk he was going to be the one that was going to come in once. That's
why you thought he came in against Brighton because of I suppose there's Igor.
Yeah.
Can he? But then
he gets a mention every week, that lad, doesn't he?
None of us still know who the hell Igor is, either, do we? Yeah.
No.
And that's like, I'm looking, look, so here we go. I'm just getting our result. I think so. Fulham 27th, Brighton the 30th. Then we've got Wolves on the 3rd of Jan. And that's, let's be honest with you, West Ham never make signings at the beginning. They always do at the end. So when's that closed? The 30th of
Jan.
Of the 31st of January. Let's just give you an example. If we sign people on that last day, we got City, Fulham, Brighton, Wolves, Forest, QPR, Spurs, Sunderland, and Chelsea. That's the 9th game, and that's the 31st of January. So at that point, if you sign them late, there ain't no point in signing them. It's like,
Wolves will turn over.
Left.
Wolves will turn us over. They ain't won a game yet, but they've already beat us this season
in the cup. Yeah, I feel exactly the same.
It's always the same with West Ham. Someone hasn't scored for ages.
It's West Ham.
Yeah. Someone hasn't won. West Ham.
West Ham. It's been the same for donkey's years with us, ain't it?
I just look at this league and I just don't see where results can come with this team. And then I look at, all right, well, okay, you're going to get rid of Fulkrug. Right, so which ones do we think will go? Ward-Prowse? Because he's already gone.
Yeah.
Let's just say it doesn't really matter. He's already gone anyway. Fulkrug.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll get rid of anyone else?
Paquetá.
Delaney.
Irvin? Paquetá?
I think Delaney goes.
Who's that?
I don't think people...
Delaney.
We're banking on someone coming in from...
Yeah.
Like, who comes in for Andy Irvin, right?
Wrexham again.
Coventry.
Like, it's going to be someone like that, right?
Yeah.
And we might go, oh, we ain't taking 2 mil for him, but that's probably where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Lerme, can you see? Like, we're talking about, let's say we've got to raise some money, right? Because I don't understand how, if we had to raise money with player sales in the summer, we haven't got to do that now because we ain't had a cash injection. So, we're doing worse than the league. So, you've got to look at it that we've probably got to raise money to buy.
It's going to be loans, isn't it? It's going to be loans.
I did hear a strange thing though, that there is like between about 50 to 60 million to spend. That's before we sell anyone. Whether that's true or not, I've heard that from a few.
Yeah, but we've seen.
Sources, yeah.
Thing is, though, Mick, we've seen what 40 million prices.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, Madsen, that might be another one.
Kilman, I think I've heard that they'll happily accept 25 million for Kilman and be gone with him, and I think he could end up at Palace if Gay goes in January.
Surely they wouldn't be that silly. Surely.
Who's Palace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good man. He's a good manager, Glasner, and he surely.
But maybe he gets him working. And that would just be West Ham, wouldn't it? He'd go, and I just can't see Kilman going off and being a great defender elsewhere. I really
but obviously when he
but
first
maybe with someone strong next to him, they always did say Kilman needs a leader next to him, didn't they?
Yeah, and you can
see
see
his last best game was Palace. I think it was last season, wasn't it? When he run 20, 30 yards and put Bowen. I think it was Bowen he put through, didn't he?
Yeah, it was.
So that was probably his last best game.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a new start he needs.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he's as horrendous as he's playing at the minute. I don't think he's a world beater at all. But I don't think he's as horrendous as he's playing at the minute. And I think you could see he's another one really short on confidence, and you can see that he's not he doesn't seem very strong character, does he? So I just think he's suffering a bit, and his confidence is shot to bits. And probably
he's been at West Ham, we've been terrible, as well. Like that can't help.
No.
I also think a lot of it is he was never a £40 million player. That was actually his problem. If we'd have signed him for 15, 20 million, we would have actually.
How's Harry Maguire performing these days? Because we always seem to get linked to him, but I haven't heard it this window.
He's not getting in.
He's on the bench.
Yeah, I think is he injured?
He'd be good for us, Harry Maguire. He'd be a game changer.
Oh, you take him all day long right now. Like we're in that much shit, like if you're saying a loan, there's a loan. If you can get him in, 1,000%. Like it's that's someone. That's a loan. That's not a gamble. Like you're bringing a top defender in that can't play in, and the other one, and I don't think we'll get anywhere near him, is you'd also be offering a loan fee for Kobe Mainoo. If you could go and get him, that would be a very good midfielder to come in. His face doesn't fit at Man United. Look, maybe the manager doesn't like him. He's after his comments last night as well, or yesterday or whatever it was, when he referenced the two boys who haven't gone on to do anything either. He obviously doesn't like him. He doesn't rate him. But I've got to say, when he came on yesterday, I thought he was good again. But yeah, they're the sort of players. But then look, we did think that with Calvin Phillips.
Yeah.
But we all thought that was
Harvey Elliott with Villa, because there's talk of Villa terminating that loan deal because he hasn't. I don't think he's getting on the bench. No, would you take him?
Who's that?
I would definitely.
Harvey Elliott, who used to be at Liverpool.
Yeah.
So we all say but what's the reason he's not getting in not forget the team, the squad.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be a big problem there, isn't there?
I don't think he wanted him. He wanted Paquetá. Unai wanted Paquetá. They didn't get him, so they had to get someone. And I think Elliot was the one wanted out of Liverpool, and they just thought it's a gamble worth taking. Then he got the clause in his contract to say once he plays 10 games, that then becomes an obligation for 35 million in the summer. And I don't think Emre really wants him.
Right. We had that with Tadipo, didn't we? But he's turned the corner. But yeah, we had that.
Well, yeah. I'm not gonna say he has yet, to be honest. But he's better than what he was. Yes, I will give that up.
Mick, do you reckon we'll stay up? We haven't asked you the question.
Well, I was just going to ask this question actually.
Sorry,
to all of you. No, not at all, Bill. But it relates to what you just asked actually. And I was going to say to you guys, if we're at the end of the season now, obviously we've got Leeds at home, last game of the season. If we could get to there and we just needed to beat Leeds to stay up, would you take that? Would you take that now?
Yes. Yes.
Because I don't think
we will stay up.
You do?
Yeah, I think Nuno will get us enough points to just stay up. If he gets the backing in January that I hope he gets, I think we'll be well clear of fighting relegation. But if he doesn't, I do think he will just scrape keeping us in the league. I think he will just get enough points.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, and my comment is I don't think he will get the players we need.
I agree.
That's really well. The fact, what on earth makes any of us think we're going to get a striker? Right? We've never got a striker, right? How many strikers is it now? 35 or something like something ridiculous, isn't it?
More than that, I think.
Do you know who I'd go with? Chris Wood. I'd sign him.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
But would Nottingham Forest let him go?
Well, he's not playing,
let him go?
Yeah, he's not playing.
He's not playing. Yeah.
Oh, isn't he? You know the one I always we would have signed, and he has had injuries since I always said it, was that Anwanyu from Forest.
Yeah.
Pace, but he's injured a lot. That's the problem. I always thought. I remember the first time we saw him at Forest, didn't we? And he was just like, he looked like big Carls, but he scored, didn't he? It kind of hit his leg, hit the post, hit his head, and went in, didn't it? But after that, I always thought he was the direct replacement for Antonio in a Moyes team because he was that mould. He was strong, quick, but then he hasn't really played, has he? He's been
injured a lot. I think he's been
a lot.
Yeah,
I actually can't even give an answer of who I would like to sign. I don't actually know who is around, to be honest with you. I'm probably not paying attention enough to other players to know who we can. But what I can tell you is Bournemouth, Brighton, Brentford, these teams seem to find them. We don't. Arsenal found Mascara, right? He's better than what we've got at the back. So there is players out there. Granit Xhaka at Sunderland. Someone's thought that would be a good signing for us. So they are there.
Like, there's loads of players out. Look at Sunderland. Half their players they brought in the summer, we'd never heard of them, and they're all performing really well. So
we can look with a lot of them.
Yeah, there's loads of players out there, but it's not our job to know.
We're not scouts for a Premier League football team. But the problem is, I don't think we've got any scouts because who is running our recruitment now? Is it just Sullivan?
His name is.
I'd love to know what our recruitment, like, if there even is a process anymore. Like, because we knew Macaulay was the last one, who's now gone to Manchester United, I believe, hasn't
he?
Yeah. So that's what we've got. So if he was, Steiden was before that, and now there's literally nobody and we go into Jan. I wouldn't be surprised we bring in a consultant or something in January.
We'll sort out.
Like,
That's who it'll be.
and that's what I can't understand. Like, you're going, what is going on? This is like a market stall.
Yeah.
It's not a Premier League team. Or if there is
one
something
person
in the process, tell everyone. Mark,
apparently
nobody's running
the
that process now, or someone.
is a fella called Maximilian Hahn. He's who Tim Steidten brought in. He was meant to be one of the top analysts in the German league, and he brought him over when Tim come in. He's still at the club, and apparently a lot of the younger players that we're looking at, a lot of them are coming from him. Apparently so. And
What,
Mark
Guilherme?
I think he was one of them. Yeah, Guilherme.
Guilherme and Irvin, the biggest set of money laundering the country has ever seen.
It was mad
There is
because
that I cannot get over how either of them. Firstly, Guilherme was paid 25 million for, but Irvin, how he is at West Ham and has started in our first team. I can't.
That was to do with a deal with an Austrian team called Klagenfurt. He was playing for them.
Yeah.
And we got it. Well, it was something to do with that deal because it was meant to be we send a lot of our youngsters out there or fringe players to get some game time. I don't think we sent anyone out there, and he was the one we signed him and sent him out there on loan.
Well, I'm going to tell you something that I heard this week, and I'm not going to tell you who told me it, and I don't want you to guess either because I don't want to put someone in it. When we went over for Irvin, they said, "Oh, what are you doing with him?" And he said, "For West Ham," and they went, "For the first team." And this was the manager of the team he was playing for. Said, "He ain't good enough there, mate." And they went, "No, you're crazy." Like, and that was what they were told when they went to get him. And we went and got him.
Did it surprise you?
It's like insane, isn't it? Insane. But like, that was actually told to me, like on good authority. But like, you just can't that one. And so then that's where I keep going back to, what on earth do we think is coming in? Like, we all hope someone's coming in, but when was the last time we signed a good player?
Well, I think we got Brady on.
I suppose.
Yeah, I think we've got Brady on negotiations again now as well. So that don't bode very well.
Oh God, Brady.
Oh God.
Yeah, I just
last deal she negotiated was Graham Potter, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, she massively pushed for him, didn't she?
But it's Paul's mate, though, isn't it? It's her husband's
yeah.
Exactly. It's the old pals that it just like it reeks. Do you know, I was looking today. You know, and I ain't even saying this. I would take Harry Redknapp back tomorrow.
I would
love Harry Redknapp there.
I said this a little while ago when we got rid of Parr. I said, you know what? I'll take Harry for the rest of the season. Get Harry in because he gets everyone behind him, doesn't he? He gets all the players behind him. Yeah,
we'd
he gets
actually have
everyone
fun
behind him. Yeah,
loved Harry.
I did say that.
I'd love him there, and I'd say it feels horrible because I don't hate this manager at all. It may seem that way, but he's just not a West Ham man. He's not. But sorry, the last thing I want to say before we go into the City result. Did you go Sunday, Ad?
Yeah.
I have never seen that ground, heard that ground as quiet as it was Sunday. You could, on the TV, all you could hear was the players. Was it noticeable in there?
It didn't feel, it didn't seem that quiet. And obviously we scored a couple of goals, which helps with the atmosphere. But it didn't. I mean, we've had some bad games at home this season, which have been really quiet.
And it wasn't a bad game. Yes, no.
So
it was quiet on TV.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst.
Well, there's a lot. The empty seats now are so apparent, aren't they?
Yeah.
As I said, I had 6 mates, season ticket holders. Not one of them went. They just can't bother. Can't bother to room a day. And it's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I got offered a corporate ticket for the game, Like literally about 2 hours before the game, my mate phoned me up and said, "Oh, I've just been offered 2 corporate tickets. You fancy it?" I was like, "Nah,
I
not
bought two
today."
tickets and didn't go. I woke up the next morning. I'd had a really heavy night out. I felt terrible. I went to my boy. Do you really want to go? Because I know he don't. And then he was like, "Oh no, yeah." And he was like really milking it around. And he was like, "Well, like if you don't want to go, I don't want to go." And I was like, "Do you want to go? Because if you want to go, I'll take you." Well,
I see
no,
the pictures of you the night
thank
before. That's
God.
why.
I was like, thank God. Just like, it was like, what do we think then, City?
I think Haaland's going
City
to be
away.
back. Haaland's like this, isn't he?
Yeah.
Must be.
I think we lose 3-1. I think we score.
Do any of us think we've got any chance here?
No,
Nah, I think 4-0 City.
we don't defend well enough. Did you think 4-0, Mick? Did you say?
Yeah, I think 4-0 City. Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I think they are obviously they're scoring a lot, but they're letting a lot in. So I'll go 4-1 as well. 4-2, I'm going to go.
I'm going to go
Optimistic, I
2-0
like it.
on the basis that when they get, it's going to be so easy for them that they are going to take most of their team off.
We've got more important games coming up.
And that's where I think it'll be like Arsenal. You know, like they took all the stars off. This is so easy. We don't need to do it. But Foden's on fire at the minute. Haaland's on fire at the minute. I don't see us. And maybe if we were playing even well, we're probably not going to win here either. But that's the thing where people keep going every week. Like when we got Brighton and things like that. Well, we never win at Brighton. Well, we never win at Bournemouth. We never. And it's like we never win fucking anywhere.
Anyway,
2 games all season, haven't we? Have we won 2 or 3?
3.
2 under. Yeah, I was going to say it's 2 under.
What was it?
Two at home.
Newcastle, Forest, and
Burnley.
Yeah, Burnley. 3 games all season, like, is what we've actually won. We don't win any games. It's just like, I wonder how many wins we've had this calendar year.
Not many.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I wonder, like, the calendar year. Shall I see if ChatGPT would tell us how many West Ham has won?
Other AI platforms are available.
I'm going to go with 5.
Where are we all going?
I'm trying to think of the
How-
back end of last 6. We beat Ipswich last game of the season, didn't we?
One.
6 or 7.
Yeah, I reckon 7. No,
I'm not
6.
going
Yes,
to guess because you're sound cheating. Here we go. Ooh. West Ham finished at 24, 25. No, that's not. Calendar win year. 25, 26 up to December 2025, 2 wins. Doesn't tell me. Total Premier League wins by West Ham in calendar year 2020-25, 13.
2020. Really? So we won 10 games in the back end of last season. That's 30 points. Absolutely no chance. Unless it's cup. Well, not even cup. Not even cup.
No.
Not even in it then, were we?
West Ham finished the 2024-25 Premier League season with 11 wins in 38 matches. So that was the whole season.
If you stick in West Ham fixtures, Sam, just in Google, and then it'll come up and you click and you can scroll up and see what the results are. All I remember is beating Ipswich last game of the season. But I can't.
Yeah, well, on Google, you mean?
Yes, then you can scroll up and look at all the results that we've had over the last.
Yeah, I've got it here. So from January, we lost at City 4-1, beat Fulham at home.
Oh yeah, 3. Was that 3-2?
3-2, yeah. And then we beat Arsenal away.
Oh yeah.
Then we beat Leicester at home. Then we beat United 2-0 away.
Oh yeah, this is all under Potter as well, isn't it?
And then West Ham Ipswich 3-1. So what's that, about 5, 6?
I think it was 5.
So this calendar year is probably about 8 matches we've won.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind Villa have just won 10 on the spin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not great.
What did it come down to? What we won in the calendar year?
8, I think.
7 or 8.
8 games.
That is mad, isn't it? That is
Yeah, when you
dreadful.
say Villa are on 10-game winning streak. Right. We'll be back, obviously, after the City result. I'm sure even more chipper than we are this week. I imagine we win against City. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
I mean, we could do
I'm
it.
not even fucking go into that because it ain't happening.
We've done it before, haven't we? Who was that black lad we had from Palace?
Victor Moses.
Victor Moses,
Yeah,
and he scored that. We beat him, didn't we? That was the
biggest bet I ever won was on that game.
That was
the biggest ever in that game. You know what? I've never had a bet since.
That would have been on the village, I think.
I was living in Australia. It was 2015-16, I think.
It was the last season at Upton Park.
It was. Did Saka score as well?
Yeah,
I think he did. Yeah,
2-1.
Yeah,
I think it was 2-1.
Yeah, it was. That was the best. So when I was in Australia, that game, West Ham was 16-1 to win.
I can actually remember you messaging me, Sam. I can remember you messaging me about it.
I put £1,000 on it.
Wow.
I was so convinced because got to remember we were playing, and I'm saying
we beat Arsenal, didn't we?
I've never had a bet like that in my life. I just saw it and I thought this is a 2-horse race, and we were playing well at that time.
Yeah,
and I was like, I'm having it, done it, lost every penny of it, betting it back again, and then I'll never bet it ever again, really. So that was actually the cautionary tale. But I will never forget that game because of that. I was watching it in like the middle of the night in Australia, dancing around the room. Like it was like, yeah, well, I remember us, Victor Moses, and Saka. I remember Saka. We were brilliant that season.
Probably the last time we scored against Man City, wasn't it?
Lanzini scored last year, wasn't it, or the year before? Sorry.
Was that the last time we won against?
Goal. I think it was.
Oh, Lanzini, yeah, I was there for that actually. In the snow,
we drew one, didn't we? Liverpool's last game of the season, we drew, didn't we? But that must have been the last win we had against them. That's 10 years ago.
It might have been.
So it looks really good for this week, everybody. Stay tuned for West Ham United. Right, fellas, I've got to go. We'll see you all later. We'll see you next week. Make sure you subscribe. Comment below how shit you think West Ham are. See you later, fellas. Right.